Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 33 of my series in which I will try to collect 1 billion iron ingots. In today's episode, I will attempt to finish my nuclear reactor setup first and foremost, so let's get diving into that. The first thing I want to do is set up a mass fabricator system from Industrialcraft 2, and that requires 4 different machines, the first of which being a mass fabricator. So let's go ahead and see if we can't make that. So let's make the pattern first. Tell it, okay, we need one of these guys. We are going to need some transformer upgrades, so let's just grab some of those right now. Okay, now we have our mass fabricator. The second thing we need is a scanner. And that is made like this. However, there are a few things we don't have yet. We don't have reinforced glass, but that's actually pretty easy to make. And then I don't have illuminator. I think I can make these things automatically. So I need to go ahead and tell my system to make a illuminator. I think it'll actually make 8 of them. And then I need to go back to the scanner. And I think I can make everything now. Okay, that shouldn't take but a second to build, I think. And then the next thing we need is pattern storage. And this one is a little bit more complicated, if I remember right. We need reinforced stone. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit more complicated. To make reinforced stone, you have to first make scaffolding. And this is actually a little bit of a process here. First we need to make iron fences, which is take item casings and put it in a metal former in extruding mode. So we need iron casings. And I shouldn't have got rid of those. Let's run down here and make some fence. Metal former, extruding. That should give us fence. Okay, let's see here. Do we have some fence? We do. So that'll make fence, metal former. And we need, let's say right here, that looks good. So to make the scaffolding, I think it's, nope. It's like this, iron plates, of which I have plenty made up. Okay, that's some scaffolding. I think right now we're only gonna use 9. The pattern storage is kind of a pain to make, to be honest. And then we need CF powder, which is made like so. And let's see here. We need a CF sprayer. Oh, cool. And I don't even have to actually tell the system to do that. Now to make one of the CF backpacks. You know what? I'm not going to worry about that for right now. We can make that later if I need to, and I probably will at some point, but for right now, I don't really need to. It just holds more of the construction foam than the CF sprayer can. So let's make some CF powder. I think 8 will do for right now. So how we're going to do this, and this might take a little bit of effort to get this to work how I want. We throw the CF powder into a canning machine that is on fluid enrich. Will this actually fill? No, it won't. That's kind of a pain. And then we can... Yes, this is definitely kind of a pain. Oh shoot. I need my CF sprayer. Okay, we need to swap this to Drain from cell. Nope. We need to fill cell from tank, and then we need to swap the tanks. And then that should... And I didn't want that to happen. Let me try something. Okay, we have this, but let's go ahead and... No, it will not work. Darn. So we're going to have to do something about that, but that's okay for right now. We have what we need for this little setup. What we do is we take the scaffolding, and if you have scaffolding, I don't even know if it has to be in your hand. Yeah, it does. If you left click, it will build up. And I don't remember if there's a limit to how high it will build, but you just do that, and then you take your CF sprayer that has construction foam in it, and you right click. And boom, it turns into reinforced construction foam. Now this construction foam will naturally harden over time, or you can take sand and make it harden by clicking sand, by taking right sand and right clicking, and you got reinforced stone. So we need some of that, and now we just hammer it, and then we can take it into our inventory. It's kind of a complicated process, and it's kind of a pain, but it's definitely worth it. So yeah, that's why we're doing it. So now we can take this construction reinforced stone, and put it in the system. And let's see, what else do we need for our pattern storage? We need these guys right here. And crystal memory is not super easy to make either. The pulverized obsidian is easy enough. Do we have that? Yeah, we do. But the silicon is not so easy. It's kind of a pain to get. You take clay dust, which is from a macerator when you macerate clay. So let's see, we have some clay. Let's set up a process for this and make some clay dust. So let's throw about half of it in here. Might as well make this process go a little bit faster. That should give us some clay dust. Okay, two per block of clay. Put that in the macerator. Okay, good. Now let's go back to the pattern storage, and we need to make it into silicon dioxide, which is through the thermal centrifuge. So let's get our clay dust, and we need 4 at a time, unfortunately. Let's go over here to the thermal centrifuge. Throw that in there. Thankfully, this overclocker helps it. Actually, let's see here. Okay, back in the past, there was one version where you could see how hot these things needed to be, because certain recipes require different heat levels. But I don't think this requires very much heat, which is why it heated up so fast. Okay, let's run up here and set this recipe. And we have one. Good. And then find the thermal centrifuge and plug that recipe in. Good. Now let's set up this recipe. Come on. You can be faster than that. I think I'm just going to wait to pull this out manually. I guess I can put this in the system. Come on, come on. Like I said, this is a pain. And then we just need to, I think, cook this up. Yeah, just smelt it up and it will become the crystal version, which is the final version that we need. And voila. And that is just a furnace recipe. So find our redstone furnace. Right here. Boom. Okay, now we should be able to make pattern storage. Good. While we're at it, let's grab our scanner. Okay, let's go ahead and make this guy. Now the last thing we need is the replicator, which is this guy right here. This is also a little bit complicated. I think I already have all of that automated. I just need this stuff. That's pretty easy. I kind of figured I had some circuits, but I don't, I guess. Oh well. Okay, let's see here. Frequency. I think I need 3 of these. Okay. I think I have reinforced glass. What? Okay, that's just weird. Oh well. Now we need 3 teleporters. Hopefully that won't take too long. And then, let's see here. Replicator. I don't have the MFE. I do too have it. It's right here. For whatever reason, some things just don't want to shift click in here like they should. It's not a big deal though. Okay, once we get this, then we can finish this pattern. Speaking of patterns, we have our pattern storage done. Cool. MFE. There we go. That's done. Can I pull it? No. Okay, that is the last machine. Okay, let's run over here and start setting this up. And we'll just put these in a line. We are going to dig out underneath for some fluid duct because the mass fabricator takes energy and creates UU. It creates UU matter, and I forgot what tier this is. Shoot, I think it's tier 3, but I'm not sure. But this creates UU matter, which is a liquid, and we will need to move that liquid to the replicator. The scanner takes a material, and we are going to try to get some iron ore. Actually, I'll get that here in a second. The pattern storage stores the patterns from the scanners. Actually, technically, I'm not sure if I need... I think I do need this. I either need this or a blank pattern. Thing is, this takes 2 blank patterns to build, so, I mean, it's not really something I really want to cut out. This doesn't even take energy. This is the replicator, and let me grab an iron ore from my processing over here, and then we can... Okay. Oh shoot, whoops. I was experimenting with something right there, and apparently I forgot to change the mode back to always on. I know there has to be iron ore somewhere. There we go. We only need 1. And we will pop this iron ore into the scanner, but it won't be able to do anything until it gets power. But we're pretty close to getting some power over here. This cannot take transformer upgrades. That doesn't take power. Okay, now we can get rid of this and this. Let's go in the basement and hook up our fluid duct. And the fluid duct will just go right here. And that needs to be always on. And then we can take our covers here and make this look nice. Cool. Okay, now for the actual setup of the reactors. There's actually a couple things I didn't talk about in the last episode here, and that is To operate the nuclear reactors, we need a redstone signal, and we will be using Immersive Engineering's redstone wire connectors and redstone wire coils to hook these guys up. So let's set up all of that real fast. Yeah, let's just right here. Oh, and I forgot to grab the hammer. Oh well. How do I want to do this? That looks so dumb, but it works. And then we'll have our... Need to grab the hammer. The engineer's hammer, to be precise. And this has two modes. This is input, and then I need output. What I need to do is I actually need to change all of these to outputs. Is my hammer? I don't know if it's taking durability damage or not. Now, to string these up, I think we just right-click on each one. And I hope I didn't mess that up. Theoretically, I didn't do super extensive testing, so I hope everything works out like it should. But I think I can string these up in any type of way that I want. And I don't know if there's like a limit to how far I can go. Okay, this is the input. I'm going to have a lever right here. And I will just flip it to turn these things on and off. Hopefully this works out right. I've never used this method for wiring up the redstone. But as the mod pack doesn't have Ender.io, because Ender.io has not been released for the mod pack versions 1.12 yet, this is the method I'm going to try to use. Now the next thing is I actually have to put heat vents and fuel in the reactors. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some heat vents. For right now, I'm not actually going to put in these heat vents, and I am going to, the reason why is I'm going to preheat the reactors. And I'm doing that because in the future I will change the fuel from uranium fuel rods to what is called MOX fuel rods. And these fuel rods right here, the hotter the reactor is, the more power they will produce. So with the particular setup I'm going to be using, it will allow the reactors to have a good core temperature, and it will not drain the core temperature, but it will be stable once I have it all completely set up. So it will be constantly hot, which is what we want, and it will produce more power that way. Now what I'm going to do is, for every reactor, I am going to set it up like this for right now. And after I have all those reactors filled up like that, I will be back. But for right now, I'm just going to continue this off camera, and I will be back in a few minutes. And I'm back, and I have all the reactors set up exactly like this. Now this part is the most nerve-wracking part. I'm going to flip the switch, I'm going to run over here, and I'm going to watch the heat as it climbs and climbs and climbs. And then I need to run back over and shut off all the reactors. Hopefully this works as planned, because if it doesn't, I could have an explosion on my hands. Actually, due to how the configs are set up, I don't think it would actually damage anything. It would just blow up my reactors. Because I think the default configs do not allow for explosions in claimed chunks. But here goes nothing. Theoretically, these things should turn on when I flip this switch. And it looks like they are. That's good. That's exactly what we want. We see this green, which means they are on. So what we need to do is we need to watch the heat level, and we need to watch it. My target heat level is about 64 to 66%. If we get much hotter, it starts to damage the player, so we don't want that. But we want it as hot as we can. That way when we switch to the MOX fuel rods, we get more power. So we're getting close now. Okay, hopefully I nailed this. What do we got? 65? This looks to be perfect. Looks to be perfect. I am super happy with that. Cool, cool, cool. Now I need to grab the other heat vents and plug those in. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I will... Actually, this won't take very long, to be honest, because I'm just shift clicking because all the remaining spots are filled with these heat vents. So I'm just... Yeah, let's just go ahead and finish that on camera. Just a few more to go. Make sure I don't miss any. Because if I missed one, that would be bad. As we can see, this retriever's on, but it will only get cobblestone at this point. So once we get some empty fuel rods, we can tell it, hey, take these too. And as we see, these fuel rods did not go down very much. They last for quite a while. So let's go ahead, flip this on, and make sure this is all operating as we want. We should see these heat vents taking a little damage, but they restore themselves. They restore themselves, depending on the heat vent, a certain amount per each, what is called a tick, reactor tick. It looks like we're all good. As I walk up and down, if one of these reactors were set up wrong, I would start taking damage because the reactor would be too hot. In addition, I see that they added a nice little temperature bar up in the tooltips, which is really nice. This one's a little bit hotter, but it's fine. It's not too much hotter. I think at like 69 or 70%, it starts to do damage to the player, but we're not there yet, so that's perfect. Theoretically, this should be making some UU matter. It's doing so, but not very quickly. We will be able to speed this up in the future through more power production and through some scrap. I think we'll probably get into that next episode, but for right now... Oh, cool. Our scanner is done. And for 1.073 millibuckets of UU matter, we can make an iron ingot. And we will save that pattern. Come over here. We only have the one pattern. And we will say repeat run. Cool. Look at that. Our first iron ore out of this setup. Right now it's rather slow, but that's okay with me. For right now, it's all good. In the upcoming, after I get through one fuel cycle here, I need to set this up to be on. And I need to set this up to only extract the depleted fuel rods, which we can do later. For right now, I need to worry about getting items into the replicator here, or out of the replicator. That's pretty easy. I just need an import bus here. Let's get some acceleration cards as well, because in the future this thing will be pumping out iron ore pretty quickly. And then get some covered cable. Just pop this on. And then it should be able to go right there. And then I can actually grab one more cover here to kind of make this look a little bit nicer. And it should be importing. Cool. Looks like it is. Cool, cool, cool. We got nuclear reactors. Nice little stutter there. And that should be connected up to the the applied energistic system. I'm pretty excited. Between episodes here, I think I'm going to set up another line of nuclear reactors. In fact, I might fill up this whole room. They will be set up the exact same way as these guys are. So I don't think I need to do that on camera. I mean, literally everything will be the same. It'll just be filling up the room rather than just the back here. So I actually think that's a good stopping point for the episode. In the future, we're going to have to upgrade our ore processing, because that thing will start pumping out some serious iron ore. Just not right now. Right now, it's just kind of nice to have. Gives me an iron ore every few minutes, or every minute or so. So it's not real fast, but I mean, nothing starts out great. So in today's episode, I managed to finish my nuclear reactor setup, and I'm pretty excited about that. As of right now, we probably have just over 300,000. We have 311,000 iron ingots, which is actually more of an improvement than I thought would be. So that's cool. I need to make a bunch of heat vents, nuclear reactors, and stuff between episodes, and that takes a lot of iron, but I still think I'll have quite a bit of iron next episode. Whatever. This is Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.